So we have a new feature available on TicketSignup for calculated store items. And this allows you to set up a store item where the price is based on the answers to different questions that are asked. For instance, in this example, we have a parking pass, and you could select one, get the standard for $12, valet for $40. If you want any of these upgrades with it, a car wash, a refill of windshield wiper fluid, this is some parking pass.
I'll take the $18 oil change, although I won't take that $5 air in my tires.
Now the answers to these questions will total up for the final price, and you can have questions included there that don't affect the price, they're just there to collect information. So some possible uses of this would be to build a plate at a gala, selling parking passes as we just discussed, and also selling store items that have customized information, and we'll take a look at that here. So in this store we have the Summer Sounds shirt, and that's just the normal shirt, no customization. You could pick a size, that's going to be $15. Or you could do the custom Summer Sounds shirt. This is the calculated store item. So you can do plus to get one of those shirts. Select your size. And then enter in the name that you'd like on the back. If you want a second shirt, you would pick the size for that. Put the name on that as well. And Mr. Sign Up, he's also going to get a parking pass, so we'll add one of those. This is a calculated store item. He can pick his lot. And if he needs handicap parking, he can check that, but if not, he can leave it unchecked. So as you can see, the prices are $25 and $25, $10 for the pass. Continue. And that's all calculated in your cart. So now let's look into how to set that up. To do this, I have a similar event that doesn't have a store yet. And what I'm going to do is go to the dashboard and find store, store setup. Here's where you can add your store items. When you click that, you can either do a new item, and this is just the regular non-calculated store items, or you can create a calculated store item. Now, when we click this, we're going to get a message that we don't have any questions set up for calculated store items. So first you have to create a question for those calculated store items. You can click there, or we could have just gone to event questions and we would get right here. So you add a question, and what you want to do is set the application type to either calculated store item question or a calculated store additional question. We'll go over what the difference is in a minute, but we'll start by setting up a calculated store item question. And the question text is just going to be size. We'll do it as a select menu. Got our sizes in there, and we will save the question. And then we'll add another question. And this time we'll do calculated store additional question. And this will be a text field. What name would you like on the back? And we're going to require a response for this. And save. So now we have that question successfully created. We have both of them in here. We've got the calculated store item question of size and the calculated store additional question of what name would you like on the back. So we can go back to store, store setup, and add a store item, create a calculated item, and now we get to that setup page. So we're going to call this the custom shirt, the custom Summer Sounds shirt, and a little palette so people know that it's custom. Set a start date for when we're going to be selling that, and set the product availability. And next up, you're going to do the calculated price settings. So you add a question, and we're going to pick our size question. And for each size, you can now put in a special price. So we can have 25 for most of them, but then 30 for the extra large. Then we can add another question, and for this we'll pick the additional question of what name would you like on the back, and that's just going to be a question that's asked along with this. So the difference between a calculated store item question and a calculated store additional question is you can attach pricing to the calculated store item question, and the calculated store additional question is just collecting information with no adjustment to the price. So we're going to save that, and then we can come in here, go to display settings, choose an image if you have one. Put a description. I'll just copy the same description I have and save that. Now we can view the website. We see we've got a store in here. We could say we want 2 shirts. Pick a small, pick a medium, and then put whatever names you want on the back. What are the 2 names that go together? Do Pitt and Aniston. So now they can continue through to the checkout, and they can purchase their calculated store item.